Welcome back to the show, everybody. Sunset Steve Garcia, one of my favorite
You.
human beings in the professional wrestling business in the New England area. So this is the second time that we've done the podcast together. And I know I messaged you the other day saying, hey, it was the exact 1 year anniversary of our first show together just about 3 days ago. So it's kind of random that popped up. And I thought about that. So I just had to tell you. And now we are here just about 1 year later, catching up
Yeah,
again.
definitely, man. Just excited to be here.
Yeah. So tell me what's been going on for the last year. You've had quite the busy year since then, man. And I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about. So there's the
Yeah.
launch of CPW happened. There's been some really great events there. What's going on?
Oh man, it's just long, man, tiring, but getting through, trying to pull out the best matches. That's what I really love. The best storylines, the best matches that I possibly can give. That's just been the route going for myself, for CPW, and going forward, and a whole bunch of all promotions that could come my way. That's just my main goal. Is just walking there, just giving them that best storyline.
You've been getting your name out there. I saw you wrestle for one of the biggest organizations in the Northeast recently. You made your Northeast wrestling debut as part of a tag match.
Yeah, I made my Northeast wrestling debut, which that was also great, man. It was a different experience, walking down that kind of stage. It was humbling, and I'm looking forward to do it again.
Yeah. That's one that you like. You get in there, those rooms are always packed, and they do some of the biggest shows. Like they'll run certain high schools or auditoriums where they'll pack in a couple thousand people. So you going into their, I guess their arena where one of their smaller shows, and it's still a big deal because it kept their eyes on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you rather. We had, what was it? It's Type 1 to None last year at the JCC, correct? You had a
Yes.
brutal battle with Nutrious X. I got to talk to him about this, which that episode is coming out tomorrow, but I didn't get your opinion on this battle. This guy was taking you right in front of your family, and you guys were really going at it. This is probably, I mean, I got had the honor of actually doing play-by-play for this match, and I thought it was just amazing. I can only imagine if I was sitting as a fan watching this, but this was an amazing experience. So tell me about this match and how everything came about in that feud.
Yeah, Don, that match actually is one of my favorite matches that I had, recently. He brought his A game to me, man. He took me to another level. We fought that day. You know what I mean? Like me and him, we fought. So yeah, man, that experience, what he was doing to my family too, it wasn't that great, but wrestling Nutrious X and getting in the ring with him, he's been at it for like 10 years now. He's been in the game for a good 10 years now. And it was an honor, honestly, stepping foot. What he was doing, sneak attacking me like that he was, of course, he was a former Alley Fights champion. He just made his return. He has to make a statement. I don't blame him. I probably wouldn't have went on that way. I'm the type of guy to go face to face. I like to just do things face to face. I don't like to go from behind like he did. But hey, he made his comeback, came in the ring. He gave me his A game, one of the best matches I had, and kudos to Nutrients. Looking forward to getting that rematch again if he wants it, anytime, any place.
I'd like to see that. I would like to know what you think of his style because I was just talking to Nick Payne the other day, and I was saying how good it was to see somebody like Nutrius come make his return to professional wrestling. Because during COVID and shortly after, he wasn't wrestling really, and I think that's about the time he made his comeback. Roughly, I could be
Yeah, he
roughly wrong.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
around
out.
that time.
He was out for
And
like
I got
about a
to
year and a half.
Yeah, exactly,
You
exactly.
know?
And I was going to say that his style, he reminds me of watching somebody like Chris Benoit. I know maybe that's a name that not many people want to hear, but his style, like he is just a brutal hitter, brutal. He goes for them deep ass chops. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
I think
yeah,
he's a phenomenal performer.
his chops are brutal. Like a lot of people sleep on Nutrius X. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people because he's shorter than usual, smaller than the usual average
Yeah.
wrestler. But they sleep on him a lot. But until they step foot in the ring with him, then it's a different story. Like
Yeah.
I personally like that style that he got. He's like a little rabid Wolverine. So him going like you said, like Benoit, a little rabid Wolverine. So no pun intended. Like, but yeah, man, I like that style. I'm right. He's I like the style. That's why my style and his click, because we both kind of the same. We both hard hitters. We both snuggers, and his chops are brutal. I'm not gonna lie, he chops really hard. But yeah, man, I actually like his style too myself.
Yeah, man, and it's funny because since his comeback, I gotta say, and I know we're gonna talk more about your career, but I'm gonna go a little bit all over the places. That's just what I do. But
Nah, I'm the type of person I like to talk. I like to talk about everything. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Not just about myself. That's selfish. Just.
well, he to me since his return, like I saw one of his last matches before he left the business, and I think it was right around when the pandemic started, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was a fatal four-way actually. I think he had a ladder match with Trayvon
Yeah,
Gordon, Dustin Waller, and I forgot the other two guys that were in it. But
that's
it was
when
a
that's when
yeah.
he lost the title, right? The outright title.
Yes,
Yeah,
when he lost the belt
yeah.
last time. That's why he came back all hot, because he wanted his rematch. I'm like, I wasn't the one that took it from me, brother. you know?
But he's quickly, like, since his return, has become one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Literally,
hasn't
he's
missed a
got
step.
no, and he's gotten in like better shape than he was then prior to leaving the business for a little bit. And like I said, man, he's just got a really intense style as of late.
Yeah, he's working on it. Yeah, he's working on his style now. We're working on it again. He's working on getting back in shape. I can see it. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. Like, me and him, we're not really clicking like how we did because of that matchup, but the respect is still there because we gave each other the hell of a war. So we're not really seeing eye to eye. Like I said, he got his own mindset of things. I got my own mindset of things. That's why the match happened, because I don't know what it is, but I got a lot of respect for Nutrius. I don't know what he got against me, why he had to attack me like that. Maybe it was just an ego thing, or maybe it was just him trying to attack. Maybe he just wanted to remake his mark again. But whatever
yeah,
it was, I still got respect for him, and he looks like he's getting himself in shape and doing much better. Especially his match with Lucas Chase. That was a good one.
that was
Don't get me
great.
wrong. Yeah, his
Yeah,
match with Lucas Chase was really good. And then his match was Mantequilla. Actually, his match with Mantequilla was his first match back, was his
yes.
return match. And that was another banger too, man. People gotta go tune into those matches, man.
I'm going to give a cheap plug here right now while we're talking about it. Anybody wants to see the match against Lucas Chase, you can go to my YouTube. It's there. And of course, if you want to see that match against Montekia, that's over on the Empire YouTube, Empire Pro Wrestling CT, I believe it is on
Yes,
YouTube.
Empire Pro CT.
Yep. So, and you'll just catch some really good, I guess you can say, old fashioned professional wrestling, just straight professional wrestling.
Yep.
I
Straight
like
pro
this.
wrestling.
And that's another match I had the honor to call, is the Montekia match as well. And that was fun. I made my play-by-play debut at the Empire Pro Wrestling show.
Yeah, man, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Let's talk about the Shut Up and Wrestle. You've been working up there with Kevin Landry, and this guy I want to ask you about. He's kind of somewhat of a newcomer on the scene. I believe he's a Tessa Strength student. I think I could be wrong.
Okay.
You wrestled this guy, and he's always claiming that the government and all that other stuff are corrupt. And Red Sawyer, tell me about this match with Red Sawyer. This guy is pretty freaking intense, if I do say so.
Honestly, Red Sawyer, that's another sleeper around, because he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's really good. And the matchup that I had with him at Shut Up and Wrestle was also I knew it was gonna be a great match as well. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on with the ref, but mistakes happened. I don't, things happened. And I guess the referee thought that I was submitting, and I wasn't submitting, at the moment. I was trying to actually break out of the submission, and he so happened to ring the bell. So the match ended up going short, but I'm definitely looking forward to running it back with him, because he's such a good talent and he's a good wrestler. I wanna definitely get that rematch back in, you know.
Any chance of that coming to our area, New Haven area,
you
maybe
never
possibly for Coliseum?
you never know.
Yeah,
You never know. Those matches is wrestling is unpredictable. Anything can happen. So you never know. You might see Red Sawyer walk down on CPW stage versus me to get the rematch. You might see that PAPW. You might see that Empire Pro. You never know. You might see it at TOS. You never know. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down to run it back. You know, I'm definitely am.
Yeah, man. Like you said, he's one of the most underrated talents in the area because he is just. I think people are scared of him in a way, in his intensity.
Well,
You know,
like he comes in there running at you and shit like a gremlin. He's gonna take you. Look like he's about to tear your head off. You know.
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. It makes you want to run away. And you chase looking at him trying to slap him back like, yo, get off. And you running away like, you know. But good talent.
yeah.
And I definitely want to see more. I want to do more with him. I definitely do.
All right, back in December, you defended your title against successfully. Now, I got to ask you a question about this. I don't know if we're allowed to ask on a podcast, but before I get to that question, I want to know that you successfully defended against Brad Baylor, formerly Greg Baylor, at the Alley Fights, and I believe that this would be the final Alley Fights event, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's so far has been the last Alley Fights event. But I still keep defending the title anywhere, any place, anytime.
Yeah. Do you have any update that you can give me on that, the Alley Fights title or anything like that?
Right
at this
now,
time? Yeah.
don't get me wrong. There is updates. There's
Okay.
things going on, but that's as far as I can go with it, you know, right now because I don't want to speak on something that things can change. I like better confirmation. I like good conclusions, real conclusions. So till that actually comes in, then it's gonna stay up in the air. But just know that the Alley Fights title is still around my waist. I just recently defended it as well against Jacko, and then I had defended it recently before that against Jack Dalton, the guy.
Yep.
So Alley Fights there'll be updates in the near future, so stay tuned to that.
Tell me about getting in the ring with Alan Compass this past February. He's a relative newcomer, making his mark on the professional wrestling scene in the Connecticut area. What's your opinion on getting in the ring in there? Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, he's literally like the Steve Irwin of professional wrestling. I swear, rest in peace, Steve Irwin. You know, but I want my rematch. I do, because I'm not usually the type to sit here and complain about losses, but that was one that, come on, if you were gonna beat me, you could at least beat me clean, man. You know what I mean? I don't like that cheating crap. I don't like doing that. So that's why it kind of pissed me off when we were in the match and you saw a little different side of me when we wrestled. And that's usually not me, but I do want my rematch back with Alan Compass because besides how he is, I'm not gonna take his talents away because he's good in there, man. He's freaking good. I'm not gonna lie. He's good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to running that one back with him too.
You mentioned Jekyll before. Jekyll was out for a little while and just recently made his comeback. And he's definitely a unique, very, very unique character.
Yeah, he must have came out of the loony bin or out of the sewers or something because I don't know. Stephen King must have been supporting that man somewhere sometime in life or something because that dude's kind of creepy, man.
Yeah, that I think I saw his comeback match if I'm correct, and this was at PAPW, and I was like, I forgot about that guy. To be honest with you,
he hasn't lost a step. Yeah, he hasn't lost a step. Yeah, he still got it, but it's a little weird that all that clown stuff. You know, I don't do clowns.
Yeah, me neither. He's like the psycho clown kind of a thing. No pun intended, as not the Lucha Libre guy. So.
But not gonna lie, he do give me like the Fiend vibes a little bit sometimes when I step foot in the ring with him. I get like little Fiend vibes. And
let's not get too. Yeah, that kind of scares a little bit. You know that.
Like when his lights shuts off, and then after his matches, even when he loses, the lights shuts off, they come back on, he's just gone from the middle of the ring. Yeah. I'm like, and then this is the Indies, you know what I mean? I don't know how he's really doing that.
He's got that control though.
Yeah, this is independence. So to me, it's just sometimes I scratch my head. I'm like, wait, we're in the Indies. How is he doing this? You know, but it's pretty creepy. But it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, this is a guy that's been making his mark throughout the United States, I guess you could say now, because this guy's been all over the place. independent tag team champion on IWTV. Of course, he's a PAPW original, and I think you know where I'm going with this one. But and he's probably one of, if not the best performer in the based out of the Northeast in Paradise Alley professional wrestling. But Kylon King, man, I didn't even realize this match existed. I forgot about it, or maybe I just put it in the back of my brain or whatever. But I found this on YouTube while I was looking for notes, and I said, "Holy shit! How did I don't know how I forgot about this, but that dude's amazing. And how was it getting in the ring with somebody of his caliber?"
That was actually, I think, my second championship opportunity ever when he put up the Intercontinental title. And he was supposed to wrestle somebody else. Actually, he was supposed to defend the title against somebody else. The person, I guess, ended up getting hurt or wasn't able to make it. And I was honored to get that opportunity because Kylon King is a brother. So that was one of my best matches and one of my favorite matches at that in my career, honestly. Taught me a lot of stuff coming out of that match. It's actually something that there's really no words to it because the respect level that was there is more of just like quiet, thank you, type of respect. So that matchup to me, it was really good. That to me, I will watch it all the time. You guys didn't really get to see it because it didn't debut till like almost a year after it happened. So
right,
it literally, I think it aired the same day Type 1 to None round 4 was being recorded.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why you ran into it now. But other than that, that's a match that I really, like I said, I really keep to heart a lot. So I owe a lot to him. I owe a lot to him for that.
What do you think about him and Dustin and their success out there now on the indies? And it's not really surprising, I guess you could say.
Not at all.
Because those dudes are like literally they were anywhere you go at that time, PAPW, they were lighting that on fire. The crowds were always going crazy for them.
Dude, those guys are animals, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They're animals. Whether you like them, whether you hate them, and most likely there's a lot of people that envy them, but they are great at what they do, man. And those guys are animals, man. They have earned it. They're on their way. They're on their way. They're about to go, man. They're pretty soon they're gonna be on national television.
I believe that. I literally believe that, and it's only a matter of time before they end up on national television. And I mean that shit can happen next week, literally, because that's literally.
I could see Kylon going to New Japan though.
Absolutely. That that's funny that you said that because I'm just like I sit there and watch this now. He's become like literally one of my favorite wrestlers over time, and I could definitely listen. I know I said that about somebody else earlier, but there's certain guys that I sit there and watch. I'm like, damn, like I could sit down and watch their matches all day. Kylon's definitely one of them. And I sat there watching some stuff the other day, and it's like this kid would have an amazing Japan run if he did like a juniors tournament out there or something like that.
Oh man, he'll have a great Japan run. Like I talk like this highly about certain these guys because when I came into the business, they were already in it. They were already doing their shots. Kylon was already, making a name for himself by the time I started training. And to me, he's on a higher bracket on me. So I give my respects to those that were before me and stuff. That's why I speak highly like that on them. He's earned that respect. He's really him in New Japan would be a killer. Don't get me wrong. I want to see him go out to NXT and get that rematch with Carmelo Hayes because back when Carmelo Hayes was Christian Casanova.
Oh yeah.
And him and Kylon went at it for the XWA Firebrand Championship. And mind you, I ain't even had my wrestling debut yet. I watched that match as a fan.
XWA is a promotion that's based out of Rhode Island, and they had some amazing stuff out there at that time period, and then they just shut down because I guess they lost the building, right?
I don't really know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
All I know is that they had their last show and we were glad to be a part of it. We were glad to be a part of the last show. Other than that is I wish I could come back. We had really fun Thursdays on the road. I made my debut for PAPW and I had my first couple matches there, but I think XWA was the one that gave me most of my starting up matches in the beginning going into it because I was there every Thursday and they'll just put me on, man. So I was grateful for that. I'm grateful for that.
It's funny because I saw you, on social media as you were about to make your debut, and I knew you were a trainee at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and I'm just like, who is this guy? Sunset Steve, But I followed you because it said you were PAPW wrestling. And I said, all right, because that was where I was attending the most at that particular time.
Yeah, and
And I
now
just, it's
I
like, go ahead.
no, continue.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, it's like I have yet to see him at Paradise Alley. It wasn't for like months, but it's funny because it's like after a show one day, you came down after working a show somewhere, and you came down after as like a show was at the dojo was ending, and you're very friendly. You came right up to me and we're talking, and we just immediately started talking. So that was pretty cool. I thought that you knew who I was, and it was just like, oh, that's Sunset Steve that I see on social media yet. I have yet to wrestle yet. So
Oh, you see me wrestle now plenty of times.
oh
So
yeah, now I haven't. I never miss a match really now.
yeah, man. So yeah, other than that, like I said, those were really good experiences that I had in my time. I was actually grateful. Made me a better wrestler today.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about Kyle, and that's where he won his first singles championship, I believe, out there, the Firebrand Championship, probably months before he won the Intercontinental belt.
Yep, yep, that was true. That is true too. That is true
And
too.
of course, you let's see, you had this wonderful feud. Now, I talked about you coming on a year ago, just roughly exactly a year ago. Your feud with Fly Ni Noreaga was just starting, I guess, and I believe that we talked about that. And the thing with that is it hasn't stopped and continued. You guys have maybe not
Man.
competed against each other, but you guys always find your way back. You guys had an intense street fight at a PAPW event, which was just insane. I saw you guys wrestle, and then for BCW a couple times as well. Excuse me. And now, yeah, man, how do you think that you got your shoes stolen? I guess from your apartment when they broke in. Now I know this is like the third or fourth time I brought that incident up. 'Cause I don't think I ever talked to you about that actually.
Now you see, this is the problem. Like this story, this goes way back. There's a lot more to it when it comes to me and Noriega. He's really upset for a reason. It's more of a hate and love type of thing, because like I said, we came from the sandbox, like all the way back when we were younger. Um, I don't know what it is that he wants from me, but I'm gonna give it to him. You know what I mean? And those hard hitting matches that we've done, he's cost me a lot. And I don't know if you saw the situation that we just got into this past Friday.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to bring that up actually. He what was it? He was wrestling excuse me, I'm sorry
Hunter,
to cut you off. Hunter, thank you for the CPW title, which was a very good match.
a hell of a
And
match.
that was a hell of a match. And cheap plug again, that is up on my YouTube, so go check it out. And go
No,
to the Coliseum YouTube as well, because it's going to be up there as well. But the what the hell's his name? Edric Cash tried to get
yeah,
involved, came in with a chair, and Sunset Steve said, "Hell no, that's not going to happen." And you got up there, and well, you prevented a beatdown to happen, really.
no, yeah, because I don't like that stuff. Like
Yeah,
if you're gonna do something, like remember your past too. Don't go around. Remember, you're not done with what you've caused, man. You've decided to attack someone you, like you said, right, brothers, right? You want to come and attack me in the very beginning and try to cost me. You cost me my opportunity at the what you call it, the contract, the gauntlet, the anytime any gold gauntlet. He stepped in and tried to interfere, even though I took him out, but it was something that he tried to take from me. And then going forward into Empire Pro and to BCW caused me opportunities there as well. So we're not done. And when he tried to use that chair, try to basically get a cheap win to take the title, I knew I taught him better than that. I taught you better than that. You so-called Fly Ni Noreaga. So do this the tough way, do this the real way. Don't sneak it. So I got in there, I took it from him because he should know that he's not done with what he's left lingering around. You still got one more person you have to deal with, and when you finish that off, then go worry about a championship.
is there any chance you guys having another match?
Hey, after as of right now, I want that. I want this final match. It has to happen. I want it. I don't know when. I don't know where. I'm gunning for it to be at this next show coming up. But we got to finish this off. He can't. He can't have another. He can't have a championship yet until he finishes with me.
He's surely been out there, him making his mark, and now he's got Edric Cash out there helping him a little bit.
Yeah, that's another
You know,
dude. That's a dude I want to talk about real quick. Sorry to cut you
yeah,
off, but
no, go for it, man.
he's been getting involved in a lot of things that now like it's getting me pretty kind of pissed off now a little bit because he literally attacked me with a Timberland yesterday. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Friday night? Friday
yeah.
night, he attacked me with a Timberland Friday night. What they call it, Roscoe? Yeah, Roscoe's about to get rocked. You know what I mean? Pretty soon, because I didn't like that stuff. And then he had the nerve to actually strike. He actually hit me. You know what I mean? He actually hit me twice with the Tim, and he actually hit me right here. Like I'm not gonna forget that. So this show coming up, I'm a gun for my hardest, whether they give me the match or not. But when I walk into Course of Honor, it's gonna be a fight. Whether it's a match or not, whether I have to catch him backstage, whether I have to catch him outside in the parking lot, whether I have to catch him walking in, whether I have to catch him in the U-Haul truck. Like, is this real? This is 100% real. I I'm not looking for a match. I'm looking for a fight. So he just better not show up because now after that, I was just trying to stop him from doing it. I wasn't even gonna attack him. Wasn't even gonna attack him. I just wanted him to do it the right way. I just took the chair and you do you from there. I wasn't gonna let you do that because Hunter is my boy too. Don't get me wrong. Hunter was the groomsman in my wedding, so I wasn't gonna sit here and also let him attack him like that either. You're not gonna just do Hunter like that. So
It's I got to tell you that it's not easy when there's a second outside the ring either, and he's coming out of nowhere, Edric Cash as
yeah,
well.
man.
You
He
know,
needs to.
his nose. He's
Idris,
been sticking his nose in a lot of stuff as of late. Getting involved in things he probably shouldn't. And I mean, this is paid in full. I mean, what's he his
don't get me wrong. He's paid in full for real.
yeah,
I tell you that he's paid in full, but he's definitely about to go pay his dues now because he wants to be sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. And he's gonna pay for it.
Now is he now oh geez. Now you mentioned the show in June. I know that there has not been an official date announced, but is it going to be in the same venue as well?
It's gonna
Same
be in the
date?
Elks Lodge most likely.
Yep.
I think something will be announced tomorrow. I'm not
Okay.
exactly too sure, but tomorrow there'll be a full update. Tomorrow will be an announcement for it. So we'll stay tuned till tomorrow, probably even early in the morning. Might be announced maybe afternoon.
Okay.
So
So of
so
course any PWZ listeners, stay tuned here because it'll be on our social network. Well, obviously I do talk about CPW on the podcasts all the time. Actually, I make special announcements pre interviews, so check that out. Make sure you are tuned in to find out about the next CPW event because I don't know, man. This last show was a banger. This one might be even better. I'm telling you, CPW is on a roll as of late. The last couple shows have been pretty freaking intense. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, man. They have been doing their thing, man. I'm telling you, management, I guess, learned their lesson from a couple shows back that they had. And they're actually going better and doing better with themselves. I'm glad to be a part of it. I hope everyone else feels the same way. And let's just see where this goes going forward, you know.
Yeah,
And speaking of CPW and stuff, I gotta give it up to Louis Leon. Not gonna lie, his attitude is a little, he needs to work on his attitude because
yeah,
in that ring, like how he was, you saw him all cocky.
absolutely.
Yeah, like he hasn't even really. I'm like, come on, dude, I'm trying to wrestle here. Like, don't get me wrong, his attitude was a little off, but his performance against me, that's probably one of my favorite matches today as well. You
No,
know,
I sat next to Harry Davila from Blood, Sweat, and Tears the entire evening, and we were talking and basically analyzing matches as we were going along. It's kind of I'm just a nerd like that, and I got to tell you, it's just like Luis Leon. I've only seen a handful of times, probably. Between PAPW, Coliseum, and I think that's pretty much it. I think. But in the beginning, the first time I saw him, he just got squashed by Vlad. So I couldn't really experience and comment on him at all.
mm,
But then when I
yes,
actually got to see him wrestle an actual match, I was like, damn, this kid's good. It's his attitude that sucks.
No,
He's
yeah, the
good.
kid's phenomenal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I give him his fly. I give it to him. He's phenomenal. He's good. No pun intended on Styles, because that's really the only phenomenal one around here is AJ Styles. We know that, but he's really good, man.
No, I really enjoy watching him wrestle. And that match you guys had this past Friday night, I thought was fantastic, literally. And it was some of the matches really shined, and that's definitely one of them that shined that evening.
Yeah, man, that they did. It was. I'm glad I did the match. It was one of my favorite matches.
All right, I want to ask you a question. I don't want you to take anything the wrong way when we're talking about Coliseum, but you ended up wrestling a guy that the guy, I should say, sorry, when wrestling Jack Dalton, who I think is another guy, that is on the rise. He's only a few months in, technically speaking, I guess maybe a year now, but after a couple injuries, a few months really, because he's had to be out for a couple months. Yeah. You had a really good match with him the last show, and obviously he ended up injured, so we know that. Because I guess we'll just say missing footwork that didn't match up, I guess we could say. But what's your opinion on that match, and what's your opinion on the guy as a whole, man? Because I think that, like I said, this kid's only been in the ring for a few months, and I have to say that I've been like insanely impressed with his work for somebody that's only been in there for a few months.
No, yeah, that was also another match that I liked there. That's also in my good match list. But I wish him. Speaking of him as well, I wish him actually a speedy recovery. Hoping to see him in the ring soon. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, it's the wrestling business. Stuff is going to happen. People end up injured. It happens. Yeah,
things happen. This is what you sign up for when you come in here. Yes, was I hurt a little bit? Was I sad a little bit about what happened? Of course, I don't like people getting hurt. I like to see you being able to wrestle another match,
right?
Especially after you wrestle me. But that was a really good matchup because he's another one. Don't get me wrong. His attitude is, I'm not gonna say a bad attitude. I'm just saying more of a very confident, cocky attitude that he has. He calls himself the guy.
Yep.
But he has shown that he most likely is going to be the guy in the near future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like actually the guy in the near future. So when he comes back, I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be a big return because they're not gonna see the guy coming out of nowhere. And hopefully when he comes back, I hope he actually comes back to get his rematch against me.
I'd love to see it. So yeah. What else you got going on now, Steve? Do you have anything else you want to promote and push that's coming up? Obviously, there's a PAPW show next month. I don't have the flyer in front of me. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm actually defending the Alley Fights title May 13th at the Paradise Alley show coming up. I had to go back and actually check the flyer to remember the name. They just announced it recently, so I gotta check it out. But it's for May 13th.
Yep. And what other shows? Do you have any other shows coming up?
I have some show. I have a show coming up May 20th as well in Waterbury. Damn, I gotta check the flyer on that too.
What show? Tell me, what show is coming to Waterbury? I don't know.
OCW. I got OCW May 20th.
Okay, I have not heard of Waterbury.
I think somebody by the name of Slater runs it. I think. Yeah, I think Shay Slater. I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, brother. Okay, all right.
But I'm going up against Zachariah Gibbs. So I think it's for the OCW championship. So let's see how that one goes. Looking forward to it. I guess first time walking into that. Let's see how that goes.
Let's see how that goes. You said what building was that? Is that scheduled for? Are you aware?
No, I gotta check the address again.
Okay. I haven't actually heard about that because I know Test of Strength is coming up there next month and something else. It wasn't next. I don't remember. The month after maybe. So, anyways, where could people find you on the socials?
Oh, you guys can find me on Steven Garcia on Facebook, Sunset Steve G on Instagram. Garcia Steve G on Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube under Sunset Steven Garcia. Um, that's pretty much. You can find me under Coliseum Pro as well, and their YouTube page as well. You can find me in their Instagram at Coliseum Pro LLC 203, I think it is. Yep, and then Coliseum Pro on Facebook. You can always find me there. You can always find me on Paradise Alley as well. So yeah, man, I was looking forward to it. It was an exciting day here today, man. It's great. Hopefully, all you guys go click that follow button on my Instagram and actually go and give a little subscription on my YouTube. That would be phenomenal. No pun intended again on AJ Styles.
I want you to all to go click like, subscribe, share it. You watch those videos, like everything, and check out Steve Garcia, a good friend of mine, and I'm happy that you were able to join me here again today. And obviously, we're going to do this again.
Yeah, and you can also find me on PWZ now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of videos up here. So my last cheap plug of the day, go check out Sunset Steve's videos all here. You can watch the podcast we did about a year ago, and that you can find out all about the beginnings of a young Sunset Steve.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm improving now. I'm still even improving on my interviews and podcasts because, I like to sometimes let all that regenerate in my brain, and it don't sometimes speak very correctly. But I'm working on it. I'm improving.
That's all right. I have a podcast that I can barely speak by myself. So, Steve, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Wrestling fans, promoters, wrestlers, and anyone who enjoys pro wrestling now have something new to be excited about. The Wrestling Fans International Association, the WFIA, is back. WFIA is an association that exists to promote, grow, and support professional wrestling throughout the world. Membership is free. Your membership includes a free digital bi-monthly publication of the Wrestling Fan News newsletter, association updates, voting privileges, and much more. Please go to thewfia.org, that's THEWFIA.org, and become a member today.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling lives.